Hello everyone. Now today we will see the next topic from our unit number 1, that is a scan conversion. So this unit is divided into the three parts. First is a graphics primitive, the second part is OpenGL, and the third part is scan conversion. So up till now we have covered with a graphics primitive and the OpenGL concept. Now we'll start with a last part of this unit, that is scan conversion. So the in scan conversion we are having the line drawing algorithm and circle drawing algorithm, but before that we should know something basics about what is the line and what is the slope of that line, what is the line segment, what is the intersection point. So these are the content which we should know before going towards the algorithm. So today we will cover the basics of this line generation algorithm as well as the basic of this scan conversion. Okay, so these are the contents under the scan conversion from which today we will cover this only, that is line segment, intersection of two lines, and one more thing is that the basics which is needed for the line generation algorithm. So let's start with this content. So starting with the line, all of you know that the line is made up of point, right? So how point is defined? Whenever I want to define a particular point onto the screen, at that time I am defining that by using its coordinate, right? So x and y. So what x gives? X shows the horizontal distance, y shows the vertical distance. So whenever we are describing the line, at that time what is a requirement? The requirement is that the line should be described by the two endpoints, right? So we call this as a first endpoint, this is called as a second endpoint. Then every line is described by the equation, right? So there is a equation of a line, everything is having equation, right? There is a equation of a circle, equation of a line, equation of parabola, equation of hyperbola. The same way we are using the line equation throughout this computer graphics. So whenever I am saying a particular point is lies on that line, means that that point should satisfy the equation of line, right? So I am considering here the two endpoints, that is x1 y1 and x2 y2. These are the two endpoints. So what will be the equation of a line? So the equation of a line is y minus y1 divided by x minus x1 is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So this is what the basic equation of a line. We can also have a equation of a line in the y is equal to mx plus b, right? This is slope intercept form, that is also we are going to see, but this is what the basic equation of a line, and this equation we are using to find out the slope intercept form of that line. So this is one equation, so I have marked this as a equation number 1. This equation says that the slope between any point on that line. Okay, so if I want to convert that equation into slope intercept form, so how I am going to solve that? So I will just multiplying by denominator, okay, or I will do the cross multiplication. You can say this is what the equation number 1 present in previous slide. So I have written that equation number 1. Now what I am doing here, the cross multiplication. So y minus y1 into x2 minus x1 is equal to y2 minus y1 into x minus x1. So now I am solving this equation. So what I want is y is equal to mx plus b, right? So y should be on this side and all the terms should be on another side. So what I am doing, I am taking this x2 minus x1 is in denominator on this side, right? So equation will be y minus y1 is equal to this what you can say the RHS divided by this x2 minus x1. So this x2 minus x1 I have taken in denominator of other side, right? So now I have to solve this equation for y is equal to. So what will be my next step? I will take this y1 on this side. Okay, so previous step I have written here. Now I will take this y1 on this side, because my equation should be y is equal to something. So y will remain on this side, and this y1 is taken as a plus y1 on the another side. Now I will separate the denominator over here. So y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1 into x minus x1 plus y1. So I have taken this term on the one side and another remaining term on the same side. So Now I have to represent this equation in the form of mx plus b. So what is the requirement? I should need to separate this x, right? So what I have done, I have multiplied with this term into this bracket. So this term into x minus this term into x1, right? So I have done this term into x minus again this term into x1 plus this remaining y1. Now this equation is in the form of y is equal to mx plus b. You can see here this is what I am considering, this is slope, okay, into x. Slope is denoted by m. So m into x, and this whole term I am considering as a b. So I am representing this whole term from minus to this y1, this whole term is representing with b. So now my equation is in the form of y is equal to mx plus b, that is called as a slope intercept form. Okay, this equations I am showing here only for the understanding purpose. Okay, there will be no proof of this y is equal to mx plus b in your syllabus, but just I am saying this that equation comes from the equation of a line. So these are the two equation form. This first one, this can be the equation, or you can represent the line in the form of y is equal to mx plus b. So this is called as a slope intercept form, right? So this is what the slope intercept form. So what is the m here? M is nothing but y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Okay, that m is also called as a change in a height and change in a width, right? So all of you know that x coordinate shows the width on the horizontal line, then y coordinate is showing the height on the vertical line. So whenever I am saying that y2 minus y1 means your height is changing from y1 to y2. When I am saying x2 minus x1 means your width is changing from x1 to x2. That is why it is written as change in a height divided by change in a width. And what is the term b? B is nothing but y1, this y1 I have written first because of this minus sign. So y1 minus this is nothing but m, already written here. So this is showing the m into x1, right? So this is what the b. So m is called as a slope, b is called as a intercept. Okay, so the intercept b is nothing but height at which the line cross the y axis, that is called as a slope. So here I am representing that slope and intercept concept. So this is what x and y axis. Suppose the line is started from here, your origin is here 0 0 0, but line is not starting from origin, but it intercepting somewhere at this point on the y axis. So how I am representing the slope? Slope is represented like this. So this is called as a slope, change in a, you can say the change in a height divided by the change in a width, and this is called as a slope, and intercept is nothing but this distance, that is height. This is called as a height at which the line crosses the y axis. So this is called as a intercept. So this are the very important concept when we are going towards the DDA and Bresenham's line drawing algorithm. Okay, so this is all about the slope intercept form. Now this is considering a line. What is the difference between the line and line segment? If I am considering the line, then line can be extended in both sides. Okay, you can extend the line in both sides, but whenever I am saying that it is a line segment, then there should be some endpoint of the line. So suppose here I am showing the two endpoints of the line, that is P1 and P2. These are the two endpoints of the line segment. Okay, so we have to let's consider only the points on the on a line which is line between two endpoints will satisfy the equation of a line. So what are the two endpoints here? P1 is equal to x1 comma y1, P2 is equal to x2 comma y2. So these are the two endpoints. So what is the equation of a line? Now we have seen the equation is y is equal to mx plus b. Whenever I am saying there is a one point, that is P3 having its coordinate x3 comma y3, it is lies on the line. When I can say that particular point is lie on that line, whenever that point will satisfy the equation of a line, at that time I can say that a point is lie on that line. So how this point is satisfying the equation? Whenever if the y3 is equal to mx3 plus b, then you can say that a particular point is in between the x1 and x2. That x3 is in between x1 and x2 and y3 is in between y1 and y2. So in this way we can say the particular point which is lie on the line should satisfy the equation of that line. Now the intersection of two lines means a point where the two lines crosses each other, that is called as the intersection point. So all of you know that what is the intersection, right? Means you can say that they are sharing this same common point, okay, they are sharing the common point, and that point satisfy the equation of line. Yes, but obviously whenever you are saying that lines are crossing to each other and they are meeting at a single point, so that point should satisfy the equation of both lines, right? So suppose there are two lines here, I am giving the line 1 and the line 2, and both lines are intersecting at some points. Suppose I am calling that point as a xi comma yi, right? So this is called as the intersection point. So the what is the equation of a line 1? I can say that if line 1 is having its intercept b1 and its slope m1, so equation of line 1 will be y is equal to m1 into x plus b1. What is the equation of a line 2? It will be m2 into x plus b2. So these are two equation of a line, and whenever I am saying I have to find out what is the value of xi and yi, at that time this xi and yi should satisfy the equation of both lines, right? So what m1 and m2 are representing, they are showing the slopes of line 1 and line 2. So if point xi yi is shared by both lines, then that should satisfy the equation of that both lines. So what will be the form of that? Now if I am saying that xi should satisfy the equation of line 1, then it will be just put xi on this equation and yi at the RHS side. So I am saying that for line 1 the equation will be yi is equal to m1 into xi plus b1. For the same point, and the line equation number 2 will be yi is equal to m2 into xi plus b2. So now I can say that this equation should satisfy the equation of both lines. So this point should satisfy the equation of both lines. Now how we will find out the xi and the yi value over here? So again I am writing same equation over here, that line 1 is having mx plus b1, line 2 y is equal to m2x plus b2. Here x and y coordinates are the same for line 1, line 2, okay. Whenever I am saying this point is lying on the line or not, at that time I am just changing this y and x over here, right, in both equations. So yi is equal to m1 xi plus b1 and yi is equal to m2 xi plus b2. So these are the two equations. Now I have to equate both, okay. So you can see the LHS of both equations are the same, so I am equating the RHS, right. So I have written that m1 xi plus b1 is equal to m2 xi plus b2. So I am equating both over the yi. So what I will do, I will take the same term on the one side and the remaining term on the another side. So you can see that m1 xi minus this m2 xi will be on this side as a minus, and this b2 minus this plus b1 will becomes minus b1 on this side, right. So what will be the common here? Xi is a common in this LHS, so I have taken xi as a common into bracket, what is the remaining term? m1 minus m2 is equal to, this is what the b2 minus b1. So whenever I have to find the value of xi, so all the remaining terms should be on another side, right. So to find out the value of xi, I can write that b2 minus b1 divided by this m1 minus m2. So this is called as a, we are finding the first point of that intersection, that is xi coordinate we have find out over here, right. So now what is the requirement? I have to find out the yi. So how I can find out the yi? Now I know the value of x coordinate, I know the slope, I know the intercept. So I can put that value on the on our equation, that is y is equal to mx plus b. So any one equation you can take, either this or this, because both are showing yi is equal to, right. So you can take any one of the equation. So I have marked this xi as a 3. Now I have taken the equation number equation of a line 1, right. So yi is equal to m1 xi plus b1. Now I know the value of xi, so I have put the value by the equation number 3. Then I will solve this, right. So I am multiplying this m with m1 into b2 minus m1 into b1 divided by m1 minus m2 plus b1. Now this denominator will be multiplied over here, right? So we are making the same denominator for both the terms. So the denominator now same for b1 also, and this first term is also. So what I am doing? I am doing the multiplication over here, that is m1 into b1 minus m2 into b2, right? So the same terms cancel over here, minus m1 b1 plus m1 b1 gets cancelled over here. So what is the remaining term? m1 b2 minus m2 b1 divided by m1 minus m2. So these are the remaining terms over here, right? So this is called as a yi. So now I get both the point. So I can say that therefore the point this b2 minus b1 divided by m1 minus m2 comma m1 b2 minus m2 b1 divided by m1 minus m2 is nothing but an intersection point. So in this way we can find out the any point which is lie on that line by having a equation, that is y is equal to mx plus b. So we can calculate in such a way. Okay. This is all about line segment and the intersection point. Now what are the basics required for the line generation algorithm? Actually in our syllabus we are given with the DDA line generation algorithm and precedence line generation algorithm. But before starting that line generation we should know the basic concept that different slope formats, how we calculating that slope is a gentle slope, etc., etc., right. So before that we should have some basic knowledge about that, and we are doing same here over here. So whenever I am saying I have to draw a line, means we are making the pixel on and off on that particular line. Okay, I have told you this in first lecture also. It is just nothing but we are making pixel on and off, or you can say we are just changing the intensity. If you are coloring the line, means you are changing the intensity of that pixel present on that line. So there are two types of line generation algorithm: digital differential equation, that is also called as a DDA, and the Bresenham's line drawing algorithm. We have to see this algorithm in next lecture. We are just now knowing what is the requirement for this DDA and the Bresenham's. Okay, so both algorithms are based on the increment method. Increment means you are always incrementing your x and y coordinate, that is called as an increment method. So you can see over here the line is drawn from the different sample points, right? Here are the different sample points are mentioned and you are drawing the line. So this line should be drawn by some of the algorithm, and that we have to see. Okay, so what should be the good characteristics of an algorithm? Okay, good algorithm should have the following characteristic, like it should generate line considering both the endpoints, right? So line should have both the endpoints. Then it should turn on the maximum pixels which lie on the line. You have seen the before diagram, the many pixels are near about that line. So the line should pass through the maximum pixels, means you should on maximum pixels which lie on that line. The next thing, it should generate a smooth line. Okay, the line should be a smooth, it should not be in the wavy form. Whenever you are connecting the pixel, it may form the wavy form, so it should look like a smooth line. Then the next thing, it should be applied on all the type of lines, right? For example, the lines are having different slope. We are going to see what are the slopes and different kind of slopes. So it should applicable for both kind of slope. Then it should reduce the number of calculation. Okay, whenever we are drawing the line, the calculation should be reduced. Now you can say that what is the calculation for line drawing? So you will come to know whenever we are seeing the DDA and Bresenham's. So you will come to know how we are finding the next pixel which is lie on that line. For that we are needed some calculation. That calculation should be very less over here. Then next, it should be fast and accurate. Yes, definitely the line generation algorithm should be fast and accurate. Then it should consume less memory. This is also one of the requirement and characteristic. Okay, now let's see what are the different slopes. I am saying the m is a slope, m is a slope. So which kind of slope we are having here? So there are basic two kind of slopes, that is called as a gentle slope and the steep slope. Steep slope is also having another name as a sharp slope. Okay, so these are the two kind of slope, gentle slope and the sharp slope. Sharp slope is also called as a steep slope. So let's see by a small example. Okay, I will show you the example of both gentle as well as steep slope. So you can see here, first we will see the example of gentle slope. So this is what the x and y axis, and I am drawing the line at the angle of 45 degree, right? So at that time I will say the value of slope is equal to 1. Whenever your line is just making an angle of 45 degree to the origin, at that time the slope of line of that is called as a m is equal to 1. Okay, this is one example of gentle slope. Whenever I am saying the line is a straight line, okay, in that case the slope of that line will be a 0, means no slope is there. Okay, slope concept is what? Whenever you are tilted something at some angle, at that time it is forming a slope. When line is a straight, there will be no slope, right? So here m is equal to 0. If line is like this, again it is forming some slope, it is showing that m is equal to -1. So this is what the gentle slope. These are three kind of slopes. So what we can say that the gentle slope value is in between -1 to 1. It may be 0, it may be -1, it may be 1, or it may be any value in between -1 to 1. So this is called as a gentle slope. Okay. This is a general term of gentle slope. We are going in deep what is exactly the gentle, but this is what the general concept of the gentle slope. Whereas steep slope, this is one example of the steep slope. You can see here the line is not having the value of slope in between -1 to 1. At that time a slope is called as a steep slope or a sharp slope. So here are the some example of the steep and the sharp slope. Now we will see this in exact terms, what is a gentle slope and what is the steep slope. Okay. So the line closer to horizontal lines are called as a lines with the gentle slope, which is having a slope between -1 to 1. Yes, I have said you that it is having a slope in between -1 to 1. Okay. So first we will see the gentle slope over here. Okay. I am drawing one line. In that line you can see that I have mentioned one point as a xa ya, another point as a xb yb. Okay. Now I will calculate the slope. So when I will say the line is having a gentle slope, so I will calculate a distance. This is called as a relative distance. So dx, and this is called as a dx. This vertical distance is called as a dy. So whenever I am saying my dx is greater than dy, at that time the line is called as a gentle slope. Now you can see here the dx value is greater than the dy. So this slope is a gentle slope, right? Or you can say that in this we can measure the rows. Okay. We can measure the columns. Columns we can measure 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. In this way we can measure the column, but we can't measure the rows here, right? We can't measure rows. See here, we can't measure the rows properly. So in that there are more columns than rows. You can see here. Here are how many columns? 4 columns. How many rows? 1 and 2. Only 2 rows and 4 columns are required to draw this line. So you can say that this line is having a gentle slope. Or directly you can say whenever your dx means your columns are more than your rows, at that time you can say the line is having a gentle slope. Or whenever the slope value is in between -1 or 1, at that time line is having a gentle slope. So this kind of slopes we are calling a gentle slope. In this slope we can calculate the columns, right? And the columns are more than rows, that is called as a gentle slope. This is a very important term, gentle slope and steep slope. So we are going to use these terms again and again. Okay. Whenever we are calling as a sharp slope, so you can see here I am again drawing one line. Okay. Again I am saying that points are xa, ya, xb, yb. Now again I am calling saying the distance dx and dy. Now in that you can see that dx is the smallest than this dy. So at that time you can say that the line is having a steep slope or a sharp slope. Okay. So in this way you can calculate. Now here you can calculate the rows, right? Rows are 1, 2, 3 and 4, right? So rows are 4 here, 1, 2, 3 and 4. And how many columns? 2 columns only. So here number of rows are more than the number of columns. At that time you can say that line is having a steep slope or a sharp slope. Okay. So in this you can say the y is incrementing by 1, right? Y is incrementing by 1. In general slope, in a gentle slope the x is incremented by 1. You cannot calculate the y exactly, but x is incremented by 1, whereas in sharp slope the y is incremented by 1. You cannot say about the x, right? So this is what the concept. So when I am saying a gentle slope, when dx is dx is greater than dy, at that time the slope is gentle slope. Or number of columns are greater than number of rows, then the kind of slope is gentle slope. When I am saying a steep slope, when the dx is less than dy, that means a number of columns are less than the number of rows, that is number of rows are more. In that case I am saying that dx is less than dy, that slope will be a sharp or a steep slope. Okay, so this is what the example I have shown here about the slope, right. So when dx is greater than dy, we step across the column and solve the rows. What I have said, that whenever we are saying a gentle slope, we can calculate the column, but we cannot calculate the rows, right. So we will solve the equation for calculating the rows, and column are incremented by 1. Whenever I am saying that dx is less than or equal to dy means a steep slope, in that case we can calculate the rows, but we cannot calculate the columns. Okay. So consider this slope. Now you can see here this what the x and y axis I have drawn. Now I am drawing one line. Okay. So we step across. Now this is what the gentle slope. You can see here that columns are more than rows, right. So we step across. I am considering the gentle slope. In that we can step across a column, means every time the x is incremented by 1. You can see that x is incremented by 1, right. You can see here first, then second, then third, fourth and fifth. So what is the value of x? X is always incrementing by 1. What about y? Is it y incrementing by 1? You can check. This y is incremented by 1? No, y value is not incremented by 1. You can see here the y value is changing by something, but that something we don't know. So what we can say, the y value is changing according to the slope of that line. Okay, according to the slope of. So to calculate the value of y, what is the need? We have to calculate the slope of that line. Okay, so I am saying here that the y value is changing by m. M is nothing but slope. Means we are moving towards the x axis by incrementing the value of x as a 1, but y we cannot calculate here. Y is not changed by m. 1, right. So say the starting point xi yi is the starting point of this line, and we are moving along the columns, means we are moving towards this next point by just incrementing x. X will be xi plus 1, xi plus 2, xi plus 3. But what about y? Is it y is changing by 1? No, y is not changing by 1. So how we can find out the value of y? So here are the there are one equation that yi is equal to mx plus b, that we have seen previously also. So we have to consider this slope intercept form. As xi yi is a starting point, means that point should satisfy the equation of a line, right. So I am saying if that xi yi is satisfying the equation of a line, and if I have to find out the next point that x is incremented by 1, right. So xi plus 1 will be the next point. What about yi plus 1? Is it incremented by 1? So we have to find out whether this xi plus 1 and yi plus 1 satisfy the equation of a line, that we will see. Now, so I have put this xi plus 1 and yi plus 1 in equation number 1. So the equation will like this. Okay, now I will solve this equation number 2. So in that equation I am just making a subtraction from of equation 1 from equation 2. You can see here I am minusing the equation 1 from equation 2. So yi plus 1 minus yi is equal to m into xi plus 1 plus b minus this equation. Okay, so by after solving the bracket, this b and b gets cancelled, and what is the remaining terms are here, that m into xi plus 1 minus xi. Okay, and I have taken the m as a common factor over here. So what is the value of xi plus 1 minus xi? This is what your xi, this is what your xi plus 1. What is the value in between? What is the difference in between that? As I am incrementing x by 1, so difference will be 1. That's why I am saying that xi plus 1 minus xi is nothing but 1, because I am incrementing x coordinate by 1 in gentle slope, right. So what is the value change in between the y coordinate? This is what the change in a y coordinate. So by which value the y coordinate is changing? By m. That's why I am saying the y is changing by m. X is changing by 1 because x is incremented by 1, and y is incremented by m. This is what the m. We have to calculate this m. So we can find out the new value of y just by adding the slope m to its previous. Means you can say the y plus 1 is nothing but m plus yi. This yi becomes on this side. So you have to just add the value of slope in your previous y point to get the new y coordinate, right. So this is what this line with the gentle slope. In this way we are calculating its x and y coordinate. So in this gentle slope, I already told you the line is incrementing in x direction by 1, whereas the y direction can be calculated by finding out its slope and by adding its slopes into the previous y coordinate. So here today we will stop. Thank you all of you.